Hello! The AMX A1-A is actually a pretty interesting aircraft. Although it's been quite hated by many, I would say it's one of the best aircraft actually at 11.3, as it can dogfight practically anything with its striker airframe. Also, that leads us to having some pretty insane things, like enough bombs to destroy full base, and 45 G missiles, although fairly hungry. This thing can do good in both fighting and bombing, so we'll go into 2 games, first fighting, then bombing, see the rewards, and that's the video. Let's jump right into it. Also, props to the quality makers here, the guys who do the textures. Amazing work, really. Now, we're in the first game here, and you might note something. Where's my flaps? Well, the virtual instructor decided that I had to deploy combat flaps whilst flying straight at my max speed. Now I'm gonna deploy and take away my drop tanks here. These are being used to increase our effective range while being at only 9 minutes of fuel for better turn rate. We could have taken a shot there, but well, I'm pretty rusty. It was a while ago I flew this thing, so I'm not that good with guns yet. Although we are chasing these guys, and I'm gonna fire a missile at the tornado here. For some reason it automatically tracks my missiles, so I'm gonna have to manually switch back to actually see what's going on. And this MiG-21, which usually against a lot of aircraft could probably have turned them, is actually not gonna escape me. He might try, although die might fail. He's gonna try his best, and yeah, he's gonna go here, hope to dodge. I'm gonna fire off a missile, but sadly it misses for some reason. Although it was a pretty bad angle, I think. I'm gonna try to go down here, see the other MiG-21, and I took to dodge him a bit. Although that missile is not gonna hit, so I don't have to do too much for that. Now this MiG-21 is just gonna keep dodging and keep attacking our ally here, so we're gonna keep firing off rounds, but as I said, rusty. So we miss our shots here, and he decides to do the dumbest thing he possibly could and goes straight, which means that my shot gets 100,000 times easier. Now I'm just gonna keep my awareness up, as you see I have nothing left, no missiles and no cannon rounds, so just make sure that you're not gonna get attacked by anything like that tornado over there, and yeah, I'll see you at landing. Now landing this thing is pretty straightforward and actually pretty easy too. Just gonna make sure the airfield is actually there. And yeah, deploy your air brakes. This thing's subsonic, it does not go too fast, so you'll be fine. Then you will just slow down here. Once we get here, you don't have to do too many turns, but a little bit. Deploy my wheels and then just brake, and you will have a perfect good landing. Now for the takeoff here, I'm actually gonna show you the full video, not sped up, on how it looks to take off with this thing. Now it doesn't have the worst acceleration, and in acceleration wise at low speed it can actually out accelerate some things like the MiG-23ML, but that is just at very low speeds though. At about 285 kilometers per hour with the fighter loadout we can just do a takeoff and just fly straight till we are no longer sinking, and then we will fly straight and we will be fine. Now we do know that there is someone chasing our ally here. We do know also, because it says name before, that it is an F4F. We're gonna drop our fuel tanks here and hope for a little engagement. Oh, there he is, and someone activated blind hunt. Although that doesn't matter too much as we already see him. And here we are gonna show you one of the AMX A1's weaknesses. It's speed. It is outrageously slow against any actual fighters, and this thing is just gonna keep running until our allies come, because he's not the fastest guy in the game. He's just quite a lot faster than us. So we're gonna just keep following him, hoping for allies here, because otherwise we can't kill it. Now our friendlies are finally here, firing some missiles and just taking shots at this guy. He is most likely gonna get scared as we have quite a lot of people here and we are catching up to him, finally. So he starts turning, which is going to be his downfall. At least giving us a little shots here. Dodges our friendly's missiles and our guns. He's still flying, but the game is not over. Although he did get hit there, and that is the first bandit down. Now I see some AA's here firing into nowhere, and I do not see any friendlies over there in the area, so I know that there has to be an enemy. So I just keep flying straight here, hoping to find him, keeping my awareness up, although I do know that the risk of me being attacked here is quite low, because, well, obviously there are only like one guy left. So we're just gonna fly straight here, and soon we might see someone. Now I see some flares there, and I see his aircraft also. There he is, the Tornado, the last guy of the match, as we double check. Now I'm gonna start turning down here, preparing an attack. Although he might outrun us, it looks like I'm gonna get a shot here. He starts flaring, although obviously my missiles are flare hungry, so I didn't launch any. I fire, but as you know, yeah, it's very bad. I make sure I don't go ahead of him, and I know I have more energy than he has, so I pull up. Also I turn way better, he's a Tornado. Our friendlies take some shots, he flares, and yeah, we are gonna just start attacking this dude till he eventually gets down. He gets hit, starts turning, we're just gonna launch a missile just to make sure he's dead. Another friendly kills him, and that is the first match down. Now, we're just gonna fly a little bit and see what the rewards are. So, we got 20,000 research points from that, 56,000 silver. Might be hard for you to see, although I do a premium. Now let's get to the next match. Now for the second game, I'm gonna take a bomber loadout with 5 bombs, and also make sure you have a bomb fuse so you don't blow yourself up. And I'm also gonna take armored shots. Now we can finally see a takeoff here with full bomb loads. These efforts are flying a bit faster than us. Although you can see MiG-23 all the way in the back there having a little bit worse low speed acceleration. We're gonna get up to all the way to where we're going 300 kilometers per hour, take off, take up a gear, and we will be flying smoothly. Now that was pretty usual takeoff, and you can see everyone instantly already like some more than a kilometers ahead of us, and the MiG-23 also got there. There's the CCIP we have for our guidance, and yeah, that is the bombing loadout for today. Now we are finally getting a bit closer to the enemies and the bases. I'm gonna make sure I have my awareness up so I don't get attacked by anything. At least nothing that I can't see already. See MiG-21 in the distance, all this pretty far away, probably not a threat. All I do obviously keep my eyes out, and I see this Tornado here in the front. Now the glitch that makes me follow my missiles is still active for some reason. Although I do take a shot here, the missile goes, it follows, and it kills. That is the first guy down. Even though we are taking a bomber loadout, we're gonna fire a second missile, and even though he flared, it still hit as his flares were behind him. Now we're just gonna make sure that we bomb the space and, well, hopefully don't get attacked as we have no more missiles. Yeah, so all we have now as our last line of defense is our guns. And we also don't have any air-to-air rounds, we only have air-to-ground rounds. So we are just gonna hope that no one attacks us, and we're gonna bomb the space shortly. Now there are some people here, F4S and other people. Although I use my CCIP, drop all my bombs, and then I fly away. As we see, I got 22,000 silver lions from that. Usually I actually get about 24,000, but only see 22,000 in game. I try to act aggressive here to make this MiG-23ML not think of me as a prey, so he doesn't try to attack me once more. Now we're gonna just start almost flying defensively, as we don't really have a lot of options here. My aim is also bad, as you know, so I'm not gonna kill anything with these guns here. I'm gonna go in for an SPA kill with these guns, and there we get a kill. 2,500 silver lions from just shooting a little at the ground. I'd say that's pretty good. I've gotten quite a lot of silver lions just flying around bombing bases and shooting SPAs. Now I make sure that missile doesn't hit, although I could see it did not pull that. This F4S is coming in, but I do notice something. He is smoking a bit, so he is probably not going to be able to pull out. Although I do obviously dodge it still, as he could have hit me if I didn't. Now we are getting some fights here. This MiG-23 MLA tried to get a shot at, he missed, luckily, and then he rammed someone, so that was quite good for us. Now we see a missile there, MiG-21, we dodged that, and we also dodged the ground. Almost pretty close there. This F4 goes in for a shot, although we dodged that too. Missile evasion, for that matter. Now here comes another guy, and there's an F4S there. Would have been nice if we could have hit this, although I obviously don't. My aim is having a quite bad skill issue, and we get hit by a missile. Although you can see, I could probably return to the airfield in this state, it is quite beefy. But the MiG-21 is still behind me, he cuts off our wings, he gives us a nice little haircut, and we splash. Now that was the second game, let's look at the results here. So we got 60,000 alliance, 6.7,000 research points. We didn't get a win here, not that we can see because we ended it off shortly. The game has to finish it and we don't know if we win or not. Now, for the should you get it or not. First of all, do you have money for it? If you don't have money, then no, don't get it. If you're okay with it being subsonic, you like things that turn good and you have trigger discipline, this thing will suit you good. Otherwise, probably get something a little bit faster or something that will suit you better. Goodbye!